How is everyone today? I'm here with my WWE Elimination Chamber 2018 pay-per-view. Of course, Elimination Chamber was a Raw exclusive pay-per-view event that took place live on the WWE Network as well as pay-per-view tonight. And overall, I gotta say, coming out of the show, it was pretty much exactly as expected. Two-match show, undercard wasn't that good. Besides one match, I'd say one match on undercard was good. The other two matches were just complete and utter garbage, waste of time if you ask me. But the two Elimination Chamber matches, one of them I enjoyed more than the other one. I thought they were both great matches for the most part still. But yeah, it was pretty much exactly what was expected. The Ronda Rousey contract signing was actually a unique segment in its own way. I don't want to say it was good, but I don't want to say it was bad. But Elimination Chamber overall, it wasn't a good show, it wasn't a bad show, it was kind of in the medium. So yeah, it wasn't bad. Like I said, it was pretty much exactly what I expected from coming out of it. So yeah, that was Elimination Chamber, and I just want to give a heads up first off before I continue. If I'm constantly taking breaks between talking, it's because my throat is very, very congested right now. So I have a lot of mucus, and it's not fun to talk when you have a congested throat. So I apologize if I do take breaks between, talking to pretty much, clear my throat a little bit. Just like that. But yeah, that was singing time. Let's go ahead and jump right in the show. Of course, we had the 1 hour kickoff show, 1 hour prior to pay-per-view, which featured a tag team match between Anderson and Gallows taking on the Miztourage. This was a nothing match right here. Pretty much, Miztourage is pretty dominant. Anderson got a hot tag in Gallows, and Anderson tagged back in. It's some nice basic back and forth action, but the Miztourage are pretty much useless outside of being Miz's lackeys on the outside. Their in-ring work is just not good in my opinion. So just a very basic, plain whatever match. Anderson and Gallows get the win off the Magic Killer on Curtis Axel to secure the victory. So yeah. Nothing too much of a match right there. And then we go to the main show, which opened up with the Raw Women's Championship match. Of course, this was inside the Elimination Chamber, the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber. Of course, Alexa Bliss defending her title against Sasha Banks, Bayley, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose. This match exceeded expectations, honestly. I wasn't expecting this match to be that good, but honestly, it was great. It was really enjoyable. I thought the crowd was really hot into it as well. I thought it told a great story. You had some nice, spots, and I thought, everything was timed very, very well. I just thought everything was executed very well as well. It was a great chamber match, and I have really no complaints about it. I thought the spots were good. It was hit and miss in some spots. Some stuff was kind of sloppy, but I thought for the most part, I thought all the women did very, very well. So definitely was a hot way to start off the match. The order of entries went Sonya Deville and Bayley started the match. Mandy Rose was the third person into it, followed by Sasha Banks, followed by Mickie James, followed by Alexa Bliss coming in last. Right from the get-go, as soon as Mandy Rose came out, it was a 2-on-1 advantage for Absolution, teaming up on Bayley, utilizing the chamber, utilizing the chains, utilizing the pods to pretty much isolate Bayley and attack her. Once Sasha Banks came in, it pretty much became a tag team match with, Bayley and Sasha teaming up against Absolution. Sasha Banks went wild, pretty much throwing Absolution into the chains and, eventually submitting Mandy Rose went for a finisher. Sasha Banks countered it into the bank statement to submit Mandy Rose. So Mandy Rose was immediately eliminated. Once Sasha Banks got in the ring, after she got eliminated, Mickie James made her entrance into the match. Mickie James looked very, very good, by the way. I thought, I've always been a huge fan of Mickie James, and, I feel like she definitely had a great showing here. I thought they all had a great showing for the most part, but I definitely think, Mickie James is, someone that I don't think people really paid that much attention to in this match, but she definitely had a great showing, in my opinion, especially considering her Luthez Prez off the top of the pod, which was the elimination of Sonya Deville. Once Mickie James landed on her, so Sonya Deville was eliminated after that. And then, of course, you had, Mickie James pretty much get eliminated right away after that when Sasha Banks hit a backstabber, which was followed by Bayley's Bayley to belly on Mickie James for the 1-2-3. So Mickie James was eliminated. And instead of fighting, Sasha and Bayley waited until Alexa Bliss got in the ring to pretty much attack her. Alexa Bliss tried to run. She even scaled up on top of the chains to try and run from them, but she, was not able to outrun them. They corner her into a pod. Alexa Bliss was on top of the pod. Then, Sasha Banks went up and attacked Alexa Bliss. Sasha Banks went to help Bayley up, but she actually kicked her off the pods, which I thought was great execution right there, and definitely adds more to the story that's been building between Sasha Banks and Bayley ever since the Royal Rumble. So I definitely enjoyed the interaction that Sasha Banks and Bayley had. They definitely went at it, tore each other pretty much apart. They're definitely throwing in some stiff shots. Sasha Banks was locked in the tree of woe when Bayley was on top and Alexa Bliss hit a suplex at the top on Bayley. I thought a nice spot right there. And then eventually Alexa Bliss rolled up Bayley for the 1-2-3 to eliminate her. Came to the Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. They had a nice interaction. It's always good seeing those two go at it, honestly. Alexa Bliss hit a twisted Bliss, but Sasha Banks got her knees up. Bliss rolled on the outside, pretty much threw Sasha Banks into the ground. Hit a twisted Bliss off the pod. Yes, off the Elimination Chamber pod onto Sasha Banks, but Sasha Banks, being the great professional that she is, no-sold it and countered into the big statement, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. Sasha Banks no-sold it and did that, but what can you do? Alexa Bliss take control, hit a DDT off the top rope, Randy Orton style, but on the top rope, on Sasha Banks for the 1, 2, 3. So Alexa Bliss retains the Raw Women's Championship inside the Elimination Chamber. Like I said, great match overall. I thought it was really well done. I thought the spots were laid out nicely. It paced real nice. And yeah, it was a great chair match overall. And the women definitely shined and definitely looked good. And of course, after the match, you had Alexa Bliss, fake cutting a heartfelt promo saying that, this is for everyone that dreamed about doing things. I'm proof that if you, put your mind to it, you can achieve your dreams. And then eventually just completely turning 180 and saying, well, guess what? I look at all of you and I realize none of you will accomplish your dreams because I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much an Alexa Bliss promo, which I thought was absolutely flawlessly executed. I thought she did a great job. She definitely, bought me into her, giving a babyface, heartfelt promo and then quickly just transferring into a heel, F you kind of promo. So I thought Alexa Bliss did great right there and definitely enjoyed that. So yeah, great Elimination Chamber match. Really enjoyed that. From there, we go to the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Bar taking on Titus Worldwide. Right from the get-go, the Bar attacks Titus Worldwide, but Titus Worldwide get the upper hand, taking out the Bar. Apollo pretty much was the majority of the match. Taking on the Bar, which is just very, very slow pace. I didn't enjoy this match at all. Pretty much the Bar, just constant, constant frequent in and out tags from the Bar. Isolating Apollo from Titus, which I will say the Bar did look amazing this match. I thought, this is probably one of their better performances as a tag team in terms of, just the way that they carried themselves and handled themselves as a tag team. I thought it was probably one of their better showings, but just the match itself wasn't very good. Like I said, it was pretty much them isolating Apollo. Apollo getting the tag on Titus. Titus in the clash of Titus on Sheamus for near fall for the tag team titles when Cesaro broke it up. Apollo tagged back in, did a suicide dive on the outside, take out the Bar. Got back in the ring. The Bar got the upper hand, hit their tag finish after Cesaro springboard and, did the tag finish. Onto Apollo for the 1, 2, 3. So the Bar retained the tag team titles. Like I said, whatever match, didn't really enjoy it. It was what it was. From there, we go to Asuka versus Nia Jax. And of course, the stipulation was if Nia Jax won, she got entered into Asuka's Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 34. This was a really good match here, I thought. I think Asuka and Nia Jax have always had good chemistry, and I felt like this match definitely had a lot of callbacks to their Take Over the End match from 2 years ago. So I thought that was another great element about this match. They both looked very, very well. Just Nia probably had her best performance she's had in quite some time, probably since that Take Over the End match with Asuka, honestly, in NXT. She looked really well, was able to counter most of Asuka's move, when Asuka would go for, the triangle armbar, she'd counter into like a power bomb, or, when Asuka go for a kick, she would, somehow duck and, lift her for a Samoan drop. I just thought Nia Jax, looked very well, and Asuka's selling was tremendous as well, especially the aftermath, the way she sold the match. So I thought, both women looked outstanding. Some good stuff, back and forth action. Sorry, I scratched my head for a second. One of the better spots, was when, what was the spot? Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My mind was going completely blank there for a second. One of the nicest spots is when, Nia Jax had her into a torture rack and then, Asuka slowly countered it into a guillotine. I thought that was a great spot. Just some really good, nice near falls as well. And then, of course, I like the ending where Nia Jax pretty much went for a powerbomb, but, Asuka was able to transition it into a cradle pin for the 1, 2, 3. So Asuka defeats Nia Jax. Really good match here, like I said. Had some great callbacks to, just little things like Nia Jax just randomly screaming in Asuka's face, and Asuka just absolutely annihilating her with a Shining Wizard. Just some really good back and forth wrestling, and the crowd was red hot for it as well. This is probably the hottest match the crowd was into for the entire show, honestly. They were red hot in this match. So great crowd interaction, great back and forth action between two of them. I thought mixed well into a really solid match. And of course, after the match, Asuka's selling it like she barely grazed this match. She barely got the victory. Nia Jax attacks her, throws her into the barricade, runs her through the barricade, and that's that. So I'm pretty sure Nia Jax will be in the Raw Women's title match at WrestleMania still. I think that's the direction they're heading in. Whether Asuka's in it or not, I don't know. But I feel like this defeat really didn't, serve a purpose to Nia Jax. I feel like either way she'll be in the title match, so it didn't really. It's not gonna hurt her anyway. And I don't know. The whole stipulation was kind of dumb to begin with, in my opinion. But what can you do? Solid match. I enjoyed that definitely for sure. Speaking of matches, we go to WOKEN. Matt Hardy taking on Bray Wyatt, of course. WOKEN, Matt Hardy playing more broken mind games, pretty much saying that Bray, leaving his jacket in the ring, Bray Wyatt came out. Bray Wyatt's confused looking for Matt Hardy. You have Matt Hardy over the arena, saying that he's going to classify him as obsolete and delete him. Matt Hardy attacks him, why Bray Wyatt's looking for him, and the match starts. Match is nothing. It's just some basic back and forth action. It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't good. Bray Wyatt stopped giving a shit after the crowd started, throwing beach balls around and chanting Rusev Day. You can just tell Bray Wyatt didn't give a fuck at that point when the crowd was doing that. So, I have a sneeze coming, so if I sneeze any moment, I apologize. So, it's one of those sneezes where it's just, you can feel it, but it's not coming out. Sorry about that, but I had to note that because I'm just waiting for it to come out, but it's not coming out. Like I said, countered some Twist of Fates, countered some Sister Abigail's, just, not really much to it. Wasn't bad, but like I said, it definitely was not good. Bray Wyatt went for Sister Abigail, Matt Hardy got out of it, hit a Twist of Fate out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, Matt Hardy defeats Bray Wyatt. That's pretty much all you need to know about that. And then, of course, we go to Ronda Rousey's contract signing with the WWE, of course, this making her a Monday Night Raw superstar. Right from the get-go, I want to say, a lot of people were shitting on Ronda Rousey's promo work on this during this segment. I have to say, you have to be completely fucking stupid to not realize how incredibly overwhelmed she was by her emotions and how uncomfortable she was. She definitely wasn't comfortable doing it. This was her very first promo on a live pay-per-view of all things with, people like Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Kurt Angle. How the fuck do you expect someone to come out there and cut a great promo, especially in that kind of environment? Like I said, it's their first time cutting a promo. Obviously, she was very, very overwhelmed. She was crying, for Christ's sake. And you're going to sit there and shit on her promo skills? Get the fuck out of here. Come on now. Sometimes wrestling fans are just really, really fucking stupid. I can't comprehend people sometimes. But, yeah, she was obviously overwhelmed. Pretty much gave a heartfelt promo saying that, it's an honor to be here, especially in the rings, with people like Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle, how it's always been her dream, and, she's very, very thrilled, doesn't want any special treatment. Kurt Angle throws Triple H, Stephanie McMahon on the bus, saying that, before this, Triple H, Stephanie were talking shit about Ronda. Triple H shoos Kurt out of the ring. Ronda's pissed. Triple H goes back in the ring. Ronda throws Triple H to the table. Stephanie McMahon slaps the shit out of Ronda Rousey. Ronda signs her contract, and that's that. This segment was incredibly weird because I don't want to say it was good, but I don't want to say it was bad. I feel like once Kurt Angle started throwing Triple H and Stephanie under the bus, it just got awkward. Just the way Triple H was like trying to shut Kurt up. It was like an older brother trying to shut up his little brother that's tattling on like his parents, like, oh, I thought, like, if you lied to your parents, like, oh, I went out with my friends, and your brother's like, oh, I thought you did this. It's like, no, what are you talking about? No, that doesn't happen. That's pretty much what the segment was, honestly. It was very, very weird, but I don't know. It's one of those things where you just don't know how you feel about it, but I think it's very apparent the direction's going in. It's going to be Ronda Rousey and Kurt versus Triple H and Steph. Triple H flat out said you're going to be in a match at WrestleMania. It's not going to be a title match, but you will have a match at WrestleMania, so I'm pretty sure that's the direction they're going in. Ronda Rousey on Raw should be good. I've seen some videos of her training, and she looks like she's definitely ready to go. So, yeah, Ronda Rousey finally in WWE. Very, very happy about that. And, yeah, hopefully she can kick some ass at WrestleMania, especially Stephanie, because I'd absolutely love to see her kick the fuck out of Stephanie at WrestleMania. So, definitely looking forward to that match. Then, of course, we go to our main event, which was the #1 Contenders Elimination Chamber match for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 34. Of course, the winner taking on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Of course, the participants were Braun Strowman, Elias, John Cena, Finn Bálor, The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Of course, the order and entries went The Miz, Finn Bálor, and Seth Rollins. Those were the three that started the match off. You had John Cena enter at number 4, Roman Reigns at number 5, Braun Strowman number 6, and of course, the last man being Elias. This match I thought was great as well. It was missing something. Like, when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, this is great, but something's not clicking. Something was not there that, the women's chamber match had. And a lot of people pointing out the crowd interest, which is, it could be a factor. Definitely the crowd was very quiet for this match, unlike the women's chamber match. But besides that, I just felt like something was just not there. And that it bothered me during the match. That's why I don't think I enjoyed this match as much as others, because I've seen a lot of people say how awesome this match was. And I do think it was a great chamber match, but like I said, just something in my mind was just saying that this match was just missing something. I'm not sure what it was. And the booking of Braun Strowman, don't get me wrong. Listen, I understand if you want to protect someone, but this was just absolutely fucking ridiculous how they booked Braun Strowman in this match. I'll get to it a little bit, but Miz, Bálor, Rollins, like I said, started the match. I thought they had a great interaction. You had some nice back and forth stuff. Rollins and Bálor teamed against Miz. You had some nice sequences. And of course, Cena came in. Cena pretty much ran wild. Him and Rollins had a nice interaction. Reigns came in, pretty much was taking out everyone. Miz was hitting it kicks on everyone, in a circle, which he was pretty much playing duck, duck, goose. He was going, him, no, him, yes. And of course, went to Roman Reigns. He's like, oh, Roman Reigns, yes, all right. So pretty much, did some mid kicks on Roman Reigns. Then Braun Strowman came in the ring, pretty much cleaned house on everyone. Hit the running power slam on the Miz and eliminated Miz right away. So Miz was the first person eliminated. And then Elias came in, and Elias tried to pin everyone, but everyone kept kicking out because Braun Strowman went crazy on everyone. Then Elias got eliminated by Braun Strowman after a running power slam, so Elias was gone pretty quickly. And then everyone just tried to eliminate Braun Strowman. You know, you had them do a double power bomb where Cena and Reigns power bombed them with the assist of Bálor and Rollins. You had Cena hit an AA on him. You had Bálor hit a coup de grace. You had Reigns hit a spear, and then Rollins hit a curb stomp. But yet, Braun Strowman still fucking kicked out of all of that bullshit. And then John Cena got eliminated by Braun Strowman after a running power slam. So John Cena was the third guy of the match. Your WrestleMania dreams are over. You're not John Cena. Not going to be at WrestleMania this year. Storyline-wise, that they keep saying, Cena, if he didn't win the Chamber, he's not at Mania. So guess what? Mania, let's see John Cena this year. What can you do? So Cena, of course, selling it like his career is fucking over. Cena's gone, and then Finn Balor tries to get upper hand of Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman strips him up. Running power slam. Balor's gone, so Balor's eliminated. So it comes down to Rollins, Strowman, and Reigns, Rollins, and Strowman. Of course, you know, Reigns and Rollins trying to team with each other, pretty much doing the Shield stuff on Strowman. Strowman's not fucking having any of it, to the point where Rollins hits a frog splash out the top of the pod onto Strowman. Does not work, which, by the way, one of the cooler spots I forgot to mention, I just reminded myself, was when Strowman threw Miz off the pod on everyone. I thought that was a nice spot right there. But, yeah, that's what happened when he first entered the match. But Rollins hits a frog splash out the top of the pod on Strowman. Strowman kicks out. And then Strowman just lifts Rollins up, running power slam. Rollins is out. So at this point, Strowman has eliminated everyone. I think once he pinned Elias, I think everyone realized the direction they're going in, and it was. So Strowman and Reigns are going at it. You're pretty much slowing each other down. They're throwing each other around back and forth. Reigns going for the spear. Strowman's going for a power slam. Reigns goes for the spear. Strowman tries to pop him up. Reigns comes down. Superman punch. Spear. Pins him. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Such an anticlimactic finish I don't even understand. Seriously, like, after the entire build you did with Braun Strowman in this match, and he just loses the way he lost, it's just like, are you fucking serious? Like, I understand you want to make Roman Reigns look like the guy after he pinned the guy that pinned everyone else, but it was just done so bad. I didn't like the execution of it. That the finish was very boring, anticlimactic, and wasn't exciting. And once the 3 count happened, you're kind of just like, yeah, that was it. Like, really? That was the match? So, I don't know. I didn't like the way Strowman was booked. Like I said, I understand about protecting people, but this was overdoing it. This was the point where it was just annoying. Like, are you fucking serious? Can you stop eliminating everybody? That's how annoying it got. And just, I didn't do Strowman any favors, if you asked me. And apparently, he can kick out of every fucking finish in the world. He can kick out of a power bomb. He can kick out of everyone's finish in a row. But you can't kick out of a fucking F5? Like, come on now. Granted, it took 2 spears to take him down, so it didn't take 1, it took 2, thankfully. But, I don't know. The booking of Strowman is sometimes so inconsistent about how they make him look. It's ridiculous at this point. So, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar is your WrestleMania main event, most likely, which I don't mind. I know a lot of people are against it, but I'm at the point where, we've known this is going to happen since last year. And I'm accepting of it this time around, considering their match at WrestleMania 31 was fucking great. I'm expecting another great match from their WrestleMania 34. So, Reigns, Lesnar, I don't care to see it, but, since it's happening, I might as well, look forward to it in some aspects. So, Reigns wins, but that's not it. Strowman attacks Reigns after the match, throws him through one of the pods, and that's that. The show goes to the air with Strowman, beating down Reigns, which I hope to God that is not leading to a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I know people want to see Strowman in the match, but honestly, Strowman's been in so many title matches lately. I just don't care to see Strowman in the main event, honestly. They killed their opportunity in my eyes to put Strowman in that spot against Lesnar or Reigns or in a triple threat match. I don't want to see him in that spot anymore. And that's their fault for, making him lose so many times and not, capitalizing on him when they could have, I don't want to see triple threat. I just want to see Lesnar and Reigns, honestly. I know I'm probably the minority in that, but I'd rather see 1-on-1 instead of triple threat. So, yeah, that'll do it for my video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please leave a like below. Like I said, I thought the Elimination Chamber wasn't a bad show, wasn't a good show. In the middle. The 2 chamber matches definitely delivered. Everything else, don't watch. The Ronda contract signing was intriguing, to say the least. And, yeah, all wheels are finally going to WrestleMania. Everything going forward, the WrestleMania card shaping up. And, it's an exciting time. So I'm definitely excited to see what the future holds. And I can't wait to get to New Orleans for WrestleMania. So, yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching the video.